Hi everyone! Today we have a lot to cover, all revolving around Medela. So, got two main thoughts. One, the Medela wearable cup, which I hinted towards end of last year. And then two, a possible Annabella and Medela connection. Let's start with the Annabella curious possible connection, and then get into the more interesting, which is their wearable that they are clearly working on making very soon. Now, everybody has probably seen ads for the Annabella Pump by now. I have a teardown video, review, like all of that unboxing is to come. As I was doing the teardown, I decided I wanted to look into their patent and see just how technical they got with it, because things change from company to company and design to design. And one of the things about Annabella was the product they were originally advertising and discussing and trying to bring to market looks nothing like what we have today and what everybody has. So I was a little curious to see how that turned out. Other companies that we've had similar things turn out like that would be like Babyation. Babyation is a prime example where that was a totally different pump back when they were first kind of coming onto the scene and talking about coming into production, and then what we got was nothing like it. Similar thing. Now, the Annabella patents, you can tell that they've made some changes here and there, but overall, a lot of it stayed the same. Here is their mechanism. So you can see the peristaltic pump and what they're using as that tongue motion. But anyway, it's patented and it's in there, but it's not like the bread and butter of the patent, which I did find to be interesting. What's also interesting, because that patent that was filed in August of 2020. And then we have this one from Medela that was filed July of 2023. Ironically, a lot of when it came onto the scene and everything was a really good time frame that Annabella got surprise investments and enough investment capital to be able to bring their design and their pump to market. So far, it's not been confirmed who actually provided that capital and who actually footed that bill. But given this Medela patent, I'm thinking it was Medela. So, as you can tell here, they focused on just that pump. Right now, they have a lot of different details, but as you can tell, this is a very detailed patent for this technology. Let's get to some other pages. So for example, here we are looking at a breakdown of that pump and how they would like to utilize that technology. Like, very intricate, very detailed. Nothing like what we got out of the Annabella patent, which again is very suspect for Annabella supposedly thinking it all up and figuring it all out themselves, and then just miraculously having the capital to bring it to market. So, are they connected? I don't know yet. There's not enough to pinpoint and be like, oh yeah, they did it. But I will say, them owning a patent that is far more detailed than the company themselves ending up with enough capital to suddenly bring this to market, but also with a design that was truly going to fail from the beginning. It's curious. It would also be kind of smart because Medela could pay Annabella to sit there and fail, but test the technology at the same time, while Medela figured out how to capitalize on it. So, and then on to the exciting part. So, this one is obviously in Chinese, but it is a Medela patent for a shell of a breast pump. This is not like the actual inner workings. This is just kind of the design that they're looking for and what everything would put be put into. Honestly, I don't hate the design. You can tell in here that we're looking at a diaphragm, kind of like the Sonata. And those other parts where the diaphragm is sitting on the back. Let's see, they're doing their specialty angle, which again, not hating that, love that. And yeah, so this is the gist of that. It's not anything beyond that. It is strictly what they're looking at for a pump and shell of their design. It's very curious. It's kind of taking a play off Willow Go. And if I'm correct, then that would be your milk collection cup, just like Willow Go. So again, don't hate that design. It is just a shell, so it's not showing us the actual technology, but this is an old Medela patent. So this right here has been around for quite some time. Let's see if this will tell me. It doesn't. But this is actually, if you can see, a 2024. They just got released in February, the end of February. But they were using old information from other patents that they have. Here you can see that diaphragm like setup. But we're starting to get the picture of, that would be your flange. And then they're thinking about a bottle system up underneath, which is interesting because it really doesn't match the shell situation that we have going on here. But that happens. Sometimes companies are thinking and working towards a more cohesive design, but reality, they launch something similar to this with the bottle underneath. That way they can test all of the actual components and make sure all of this is good as they're tweaking the rest. It'll be very interesting, especially with the consumer market currently. It might be something that turns out great long term, but it's also something that with every single silicone change, with every single parts change, has to be tested, especially if you're doing something like fridge hacking, because sometimes the milk fat just gets clogged up and stuck. But nevertheless, so there you can tell this is going to be your flange. That design there looks like that's what's going to be sitting in there as your diaphragm to help create that suction along with the duckbill. It looks like it's going to be a multi-layer type process. But as intricate as this is, I'll be actually very surprised if they bring a wearable to market like that, especially with the simplicity and the just user-friendly effect that their cups have. I know that the cups got a lot of stink when they added that O-ring to it rather than just going without. But honestly, if you never had the original cups and you were just getting the 2.0 version with the O-ring, it's really not that bad. It's still a very user-friendly cup. They perform great. So yeah, looks like it locks in here, which will be interesting. So the actual technology is all within this new patent, which like I said, that released in February of this year. But yeah, but I will say, if this is what it looks like, Medela, come on now. If this is what it looks like, I think we'll all riot, especially when we know we could have had that. So we'll look and see. We'll keep digging, and as soon as we know something, you'll know something. One way or another, Medela's coming into the ballgame with a wearable pump, and I am going to be first in line to test it. Hopefully you're just as excited as I am for the future, and until then, see you at the next video.